Welcome to the Silva Life System. You are about to embark on a journey of the mind. We're going to be empowering your mind for learning, self-reflection, discovery, and creation. If you're new to meditation, then you will gain easy, practical tools for a dynamic meditation practice. And if you already know how to meditate, you're going to condition your mind to access deep meditation, meditation with the eyes open, and tools for using the power of your mind in your daily on-the-go life. So if you've always wanted to access more of your own personal power, be clear about your life's purpose, transform stress, and truly step up in your life, or if someone just told you that you should learn meditation, then you are in the right place. Hi, I'm Kayleen Shirk, a dedicated Silva practitioner, personal growth enthusiast, and host of this program. I'm facilitating this program with master teacher Laura Silva Quesada, the president of Silva International and daughter of Jose Silva. She'll be teaching the core philosophies of empowerment and meditation in this program through 4 Silva foundations: mind-body management, healing and problem solving, intuition, and manifesting. Every advanced Silva program is built upon these 4 foundational elements of the Silva Life System. Okay, so here's how it works. The program's broken down into these 4 foundations, and within each foundation there are levels: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Only you can know when you're ready to move on to the next level after you've mastered the exercises within that section. So you're going to start with the roadmap to success, and after you've got a good handle on that, you can start with the first foundation and move through the program level by level. So let's start with the first of the 4 foundations. The first foundation, mind-body management, is all about learning to access different levels of your mind. You will experience everything from deep levels of consciousness, also known as theta brainwave state, to accessing levels of consciousness while being up and awake and your eyes open. This is called alpha. You are also going to learn how to manage your sleep and use your dreams to access more information from your mind. Learning how to manage these states of consciousness is the foundation of all Silva techniques. And you're not only going to learn how to do this by listening to meditation exercises, but you will also begin to condition your mind to access these powerful states all on your own. So practicing meditation will give you a greater understanding of yourself, enhance your intuition, and help you make better decisions easier, solve personal problems, and start achieving your goals with manifestation power. The second foundation is healing and problem solving. In the Silva method, we believe that a healthy body is not separate from living and having a healthy mind, emotions, and spiritual life. Getting yourself to a place where your body can heal itself involves the same skills that you use to solve problems more creatively. You will learn practical techniques to relieve headaches. You will learn problem-solving techniques that will help you shift your healing paradigm. The third foundation is intuition. From the beginning of the Silva method, intuition has been a core element of the program. Every person has the ability to become more intuitive and tap into a greater sense of knowing. This program will teach you how to do this and access a wealth of information that you didn't even know was available to you. The fourth foundation is manifesting. Now, there is a lot of talk these days about manifesting and the idea that we can create whatever we want. It's a powerful notion. And the Silva Life System is going to teach you how to start noticing the small manifestations that you already have in your life so that you can condition your mind to realize and recognize success in the bigger and greater manifestations. Moving through these foundations and practicing these Silva tools has already led over 6 million people in 110 countries to living greater, more fulfilled lives. In the past, meditation has been associated with monks and yogis that sit all day, cross-legged in meditation and Om. But these days, let's face it, that way of life is not practical for most of us. So the Silva Life System is going to introduce you to something called dynamic or active meditation. You're going to learn how to meditate wherever you are, whether you're on the go or even if your eyes are open. As you go through the program, you're going to be asked to get clear about what you really want. And then you're going to have the opportunity to evaluate what you want and your current situation so that you can measure your progress as you go through the program. So the way that this program is structured is that each topic has a lesson, which is instructional content about what it's all about, and that's going to be accompanied by meditation. The meditation is what's going to condition you and your mind and set you up for successful meditations and life experience. One of the best things about the Silva method is that you're going to learn to meditate all on your own without the use of audios and guided visualizations. So once you get the programming and you do some practicing, you're going to be able to do this anytime you need. So since this program is about accessing greater parts of your mind by utilizing more of your brain power, I'm going to go over some of the basic concepts of how the mind and the brain work. So have you ever wondered what the difference is between your brain and your mind? Your brain is simply an organ that is receiving and transmitting frequencies. It's physical, you can weigh it, you can measure it. But your mind, however, is not so easy to define. We often think of our mind as being inside of our head. I mean, it feels that way, right, when you're thinking? But really, it's intangible. It's completely subjective. Your mind is where all your memories are. It's where your imagination is. It's where all of your beliefs about the world and what's true or not true reside. I mean, your mind is infinite. It's an infinite resource for helping the body heal, process information, and help you achieve goals you always dreamed of. In the Silva method, we're going to teach you how to slow down your brain frequencies so that you can access greater amounts of information in your mind. Now, slowing down your brain frequencies sounds like a complicated and possibly dangerous thing, but I can assure you it's totally natural. In fact, you do it naturally several times throughout the day already. For example, when you sleep, your brain naturally slows down to a different level of brain frequency depending on the depth of your sleep and your sleep cycles. You see, your brain is composed of approximately 100 billion neurons. Each neuron has a cycle, and the cycle is from where it fires off and then rests, and that's what they call their frequency. Your brain's many neurons are always pulsing at some frequency. So we're going to teach you to use meditation to help you slow down your brain frequencies into two primary levels, alpha and theta. We use these levels because they are the brainwave states that help you access your creativity, natural ability to heal, solve problems, and create what you want. Now, the average vibration of an adult's brain when you're wide awake is normally about 20 cycles per second. This is called beta. When you are at this frequency, you are totally aware of your surroundings, wide awake, and using your 5 senses to process the physical, objective world. Now, the alpha brainwave state is a slower range of frequencies, and if you've ever caught yourself staring off into space or daydreaming, you already know what this alpha state is like. These alpha frequencies are associated with creativity, imagination, and even intuition. So this is a dynamic state to be in, and we are going to be using it a lot in this program. You're going to learn to create it on demand so as to gain access to greater amounts of information and knowledge within. In addition, you're going to be conditioning your mind similar to how you condition your muscles with exercise. You're going to do this by accessing an even slower frequency of brain called theta. Theta is what you've already experienced when you're in that time of sleep, just as you're waking up in the morning or just as you're falling asleep at night. While you're in the theta state, the mind is capable of deep and profound learning, healing, and growth. And it's the brainwave state where our mind can connect to the divine. It's also where you can manifest changes, the ones that you want, in the material world. So we're going to help you access the theta state through the guided exercises, and that will give you more conditioning to access the alpha and theta whenever you need it. Alpha and theta are not directly involved with the physical world or our physical senses, like how your eyes can see things that are here in the room. Alpha and theta, when you see something at those states, you're seeing things with a more subjective eye, like when you have a dream or a memory. Your mind has its own set of senses. Your mind can see, hear, touch, taste, and smell, and even sense. The more you learn to pay attention to this type of subjective sensing, the more you're going to gain greater access to your mind. Okay, so you are going to be asked to do 2 things throughout this program, and with these 2 things, everything is possible. And I know that some of you think you can't do it, but I'm here to tell you that you can visualize and you can use your imagination. Let me explain. Visualization is actually the ability to recall something that you've already seen or experienced, like a memory. So every time you have a memory or need to find your car in the parking lot, you're visualizing. Now, I know this doesn't always come in digital HD, but the images and the information from your memory are still there. For example, can you remember your favorite birthday? What did you do? Who was there? Can you remember the smell? Now really take a moment Close your eyes if you need to, and remember what kind of cake was there? Who was there? Do their faces come to mind, or do you just get a sense or a feeling in your body? Do you hear sounds that remind you? These are the skills that are going to bring you great success in this program, and we are going to make sure that you have lots and lots of practice using them. Other times, we're going to ask you to use your imagination. Now, I know it may have been a while since you've actively participated in a game of pretend, but you're actually using your imagination all the time. Every time you worry about tomorrow, or think about what the kids must be up to, or what your boss might be thinking, you're actually using your imagination. Your imagination has the same sensing abilities that you use when you're visualizing. The only difference is that visualization is what you do when you're referencing something you've already seen, and your imagination is what you use when you're projecting what will be. So you're going to be using these two tools of the mind, visualization and imagination, all throughout this program at the Alpha and Theta levels in very specific ways designed by the Silva methodology. Okay, so remember the program structure I mentioned earlier? You will begin with the roadmap to success. This series of audios will prepare your mind for success in Silva. And then from there, you will begin your Silva journey. While it's best to use the program in sequence, I know that some of you like to skip around. So just use the table of contents to choose a program that suits your category and your skill level. But please just be aware that Laura is conditioning your mind to use the audio guidance less and less. Because as you learn to do this all on your own, the more empowered your mind becomes. You never stop using Silva. This is not a program that you're going to use once, get the benefits, and be done. Meditation is a way of life, and we've designed this program to empower you to use it all on your own in an easy, fast way so that it's an integral part of your day. So get ready. Start with the Silva core values and the roadmap to success, and begin the journey of your life. Welcome to the Silva core values. This is designed to help you create a mindset for success. The Silva method is all about gaining more control over your brain and mind. So to get the most out of this program, it is important to completely understand these 9 core values. Core value number 1 is that there is no such thing as failure in the Silva Life System. If you notice that you're not getting the results you were expecting, then don't just give up and write yourself off as a failure. Just because our expectations were not met doesn't mean that we failed. Everything is an experience of some sort, and learning to receive and adapt to feedback is a valuable skill to develop. Now, feedback can be subtle. Like when I notice that I get too comfortable during the exercises, I have a tendency to get sleepy. Feeling sleepy is the feedback I needed to either go to bed earlier, or more seriously, feeling sleepy is the feedback to try a different position or a different location or time of day to practice my Silva exercises. Feedback can also be confronting, like if you get sick because you've been working too much or not taking care of yourself. As in life, if we gave up every time we got a piece of feedback and we label that feedback as bad, we would not get very far. What comes to mind are those times when you're driving down the highway. There are these little ridges or small bumps on the side of the highway to tell you when you're veering off the path. These ridges are meant to keep you safe and on the right track. But imagine if you lived your life like the feedback you received meant failure. Then every time you hit one of those little bumps and started to veer off path just a little, you'd pull off the road and say, "That's it, I can't do it, I'm a failure." And you definitely would not get very far. Now, you see, these bumps on the side of the road are there to give you feedback. They're saying, "Hey, hello, you're wandering astray here. Pay attention and get back on the path." So as you consume this program, you will be asked to pay attention to the feedback you are getting from the exercises and from your life. This way, you will start seeing results right away. Core value number 2 is that what you think about, you bring about. Yes, what you focus on expands. This is not meant to be confused with the common misconception that all you have to do is think about what you want and poof, you'll get it. But it does mean that your mind is a powerful tool that is often underappreciated, and with this power comes great responsibility. This means that you have to start paying attention to the types of thoughts that you think and the words that you say. So if you find yourself stuck in a negative rut or focusing on the downers in life, then it is important to clear out those thoughts. In the Silva method, we use a process of conditioning called mental house cleaning. Mental house cleaning is how we train our minds for more positive thinking. Here's how it works. Whenever you find yourself stating negative affirmations like, "This is too hard," "I can't do it," "This is killing me," simply say, "Cancel, cancel." Cancel, cancel is a way of conditioning the mind to be more clear and to cancel out those negative processes. This will give you more control over your thoughts, which will lead you to creating more of what you want. When you are thinking positively, thinking about your goals, or thinking about solutions, you will create more positivity, more action towards your goals, and more solutions instead of problems. Core value number 3 is to tap into the power of desire. It may seem obvious that if you want to do something, then you have to have the desire to do it. But we are not talking about willy-nilly feelings of desire. In the Silva method, desire is a core element of getting what you want in every element of your life. Your desire to have something has to be ironclad, because if your desire is not strong enough, you will never begin. How strong is your desire? Well, it's kind of hard to measure because it's what we call a subjective energy. A subjective energy could be anything from desire to love to expectation. It is personal to you and cannot be measured against anyone else's standards. Only you can know if your desire to have something, create something, or begin a new way of life is stronger than your desire to stay in old habits. So as you move through the program, set and achieve goals, receive feedback, and adjust your meditations, the first thing to evaluate is your desire. Your consciousness doesn't like working on make-believe problems and situations. So ask yourself, do I really desire what I'm programming for? Do you really need it? Does it serve a purpose? Does it solve a problem? Your mind will naturally have a stronger desire for the necessities in life than for the luxuries. So if you really want it, you must first have the congruent desire to have it. A great place to start for all Silva students is the desire to master this program and your mind. Core value number 4 is that belief is more powerful than words. Your belief is what sustains you while you align your mind and your life to achieve what you want. Belief is an essential subjective energy that is part of every Silva exercise and lesson. After having the desire, you must also have the belief that what you want is possible. If you are doubting your belief, ask yourself these questions. Do I believe that I'm worthy of what I am seeking? Do you believe that the situation merits a solution? Do you have any doubts regarding the situation? And do you really believe that it can happen? Belief in yourself is really only a memory away. When you're in doubt, remember a time where you achieved, succeeded, or excelled. Access the part of you that can do it. This program is going to help you strengthen this muscle. Start now by believing that you can meditate effectively, that you can gain more control over your mind, and that you can create more of what you want in your life. Core value number 5 is to expect the best or better. It's not enough to believe that you will master this program. You must expect it to be so. In this program, you will be asked to manage your expectations, but not in the way you typically do so by downplaying your successes. Expectancy has a great power because it's the confidence that comes with success. And in this program, you will amp up your experience of expectancy so that you can expect beyond a doubt that you will achieve your goals, no matter how large or small. If you find yourself in doubt, simply remember a time where you were full of expectancy and achieved success. You may have said things like, "I know it's going to happen. It's about to happen. It's right around the corner." Now, carry that expectation with you as you complete this program and achieve the level of mastery that you desire, believe, and expect to achieve. Core value number 6 is that taking action is key. You have to do the do. If you are ready to make a difference in your life, if you are ready to gain control over nagging and negative thoughts, if you are really ready, then this program is for you. Here at the Silva Method, we believe in taking action. Setting your mind for success is just the first step in living a dynamic, spiritual, and connected life. You must take action on the lessons, opportunities, and serendipity that life provides. The more you condition the power of your mind, and the more you use this program, the more you will see opportunities, big and small, that will lead you on the path of your greatest life. Sometimes that path is not always clear, so you must trust and take action when action is due. And the first action is to be diligent with your Silva practice. We sometimes want to abandon our practice as soon as we see the first signs of results. Rather, results are a sign to keep practicing because greater things are to come. Sure, we live in a busy world and information is bombarding us on so many levels all the time, between phones, iPads, television, jobs, email, you name it. So we invite you to take action on something that really matters, and that's you. You are the most important person in your life, and your action will make all the difference. Core value number 7 is that following the formula equals results. The techniques you will be learning in this program are called formula type techniques. This is because each formula has been researched and tested to ensure optimal results. You will achieve greater results if you learn to follow the steps exactly as they are programmed. If you find yourself straying from the steps of an exercise, be sure to revisit the programming or the steps in the manual. Following the formula type techniques accurately is a necessary form of mental discipline, which gives you success in this program. Some of the Silva techniques will be really simple and seem easy to follow, like the sleep control technique or the energizing technique, while others are more advanced and require a deeper knowledge of the program. But don't worry, the program is designed so that you can move from beginner to intermediate and advanced as you progress through the program. No matter how you progress through these modules, you simply follow the time-tested formula and you will start living a life that is better and better. Core value number 8 is that meditation is natural. Some people think they can't meditate. It's too hard. My mind won't be quiet. I can't sit still for that long. I always fall asleep. I'm not disciplined enough. I heard evil spirits can take over your mind when you're meditating. Well, unless evil spirits are taking over your mind every night when you go to sleep, meditation is a completely natural part of your body's rhythms and processing. You do it naturally every single day. The meditative state is nothing more than a frequency of your brain. There are many frequencies happening in your brain all the time. Some are faster and allow you to be alert and awake, and others are slower, allowing you to daydream, sleep, or even dream. The Silva Method practice is about using these frequencies with intention to access more information, ideas, creativity, and the benefits of relaxation. Have you ever gotten a great idea just as you're falling asleep at night? Or have you ever been daydreaming and found that you feel more rested and alert afterwards? If so, you are already tapping into the power of the meditative state. In this program, you will begin by learning to relax your body and your mind. And as you progress, you will be conditioning your body and mind to use meditation in all kinds of creative ways. you will find the right way to integrate meditation and mind power into your life in just the right ways. Core value number 9 is that you have all the resources you need to do this. We are just guides along the way. I know that you have bought this program for a specific reason. Maybe you want to get more in touch with your intuitive side. Maybe you want to learn to meditate. Maybe you just want something new and exciting in your life. It doesn't matter why you're doing this program. It matters how you do this program. There is some amazing content in here. Some stuff you're going to hear is going to sound great and it's going to resonate right away. It's going to make a lot of sense and it will feel like a practical way of making changes in your life. Other information in this program could challenge the way you currently think about things. You may need to reconsider or think about it a little bit more. Well, anytime something's not making sense to you, just put it on a mental shelf that says, awaiting further information. Just put it there until you understand it better or have better use for it. Sometimes key information will just start to make sense to you as you progress. So remember to pay attention to the feedback. You are starting a learning process, so keep an open mind. Listen, take it in. Accept what you want and set aside what you don't want or can't use at the moment. Laura and I will be guiding and teaching along the way, and you will have every opportunity to practice every single technique with guidance from the programming. But unlike other programs, you are going to learn how to practice this on your own. True empowerment and our intention for this program is for you to use these exercises easily, naturally in your daily life without the use of CDs, audios, or guided programming. When you are empowered to use Silva at work, or in conversation, or while in line at the supermarket, you will be fully integrated into the Silva Life System. Here is where it all begins. The Silva Method is a deep and comprehensive program that gives you tools for living life in a more balanced and empowered way. So in order to get the most out of this experience and to really create a consistent practice, you have to start with a strong foundation. The next series of chapters in this program are called the Roadmap to Success. You must complete this portion of the program before you can progress to the Silva fundamentals. This is because Laura is going to teach you relaxation exercises that will be used throughout this entire program. You are definitely going to want to have a good handle on these skills before you go anywhere near the advanced techniques. So here's how it works. Laura will be teaching a concept and then taking you through an exercise related to that concept. But this is not the last time you are meant to use these exercises. Each exercise can be used to manage your mental and emotional state anytime you need. For example, the first step in the roadmap is to manage stress effectively. So this is an exercise that you can use when you have a particularly stressful day or you just have something nagging at you that you can't get rid of. You're also going to learn how to set dynamic goals and bust through limited thinking. And most importantly, you are going to learn how to relax. This section is going to set you up for meditation the right way and start you on a journey of the mind. The Roadmap to Success is a mandatory part of using the Silva Life System because it's going to give you the tools that you will build upon through every chapter of this program. Remember, this is a learning process, and it does take practice. So don't worry if you don't catch something the first time. All you need to know for these exercises is that they can be used anytime and as much as you want. I personally listen to their Long Relax at least once a week. Now, Master Teacher Laura Silva is going to take you through this roadmap, so please Enjoy the journey.
Hi, I'm Laura Silva Quesada, and welcome to the Silva Life System. I'm excited and honored to be a part of your journey into your life and mind. We're going to begin this journey with a 4-step process called the Roadmap to Success. The Roadmap to Success was developed by psychologists Drs. Tony Estrada and Joe McGillicuddy, some dear friends of mine and Silva Method instructors in Arizona. Tony and Joan saw the need in their Silva students for a clear and foolproof formula that encapsulated the how-tos to successful living. This formula provides a checklist to help you stay the course with reminders of where to place your focus for successful manifestations. The formula is great for keeping you on your path and cueing you into exactly what you need to do as you set your goals. The formula has 4 different steps. Each one of these steps is an element of good living and healthy goal achievement. The first step is to manage stress effectively. The second is to think of what you want and only what you want, so as to not waste time on anything else. The third step is to go beyond your limiting beliefs. And the fourth is to use more of your brain and mind and be empowered with tools and techniques that help you solve more problems, become more successful, and live the kind of life you choose or desire to live. In the tracks to come, I'll be explaining this great and effective formula in detail and providing you with practical, easy-to-use ways of implementing this formula in your life. Let's start with the first step, managing stress effectively. We all know that we experience stress day in and day out. And stress is not necessarily a bad thing. It's only a bad thing when you can't manage it effectively. There's such a thing as good stress, also known as eustress. And of course, there's the bad stress, also known as distress. The good stress motivates you, mobilizes you, and energizes you, whereas the bad stress paralyzes you, stifles your functioning and your thinking. We want to focus more on how to manage the so-called bad stress. Every time you experience stress, you have a certain reaction to it. And that reaction to stress is pretty much based on how you think, believe, and behave, as well as your attitudes and values. All those different factors influence your reaction to stress. The main goal we want to achieve here is to convert the reaction to stress into a response. Everybody reacts to stress at some point in time or another, and most people react to stress in a somewhat similar way. When you experience stress, you may notice that your body and way of thinking undergo some changes. For example, the muscles throughout your body tense. Excess blood flows into the muscles of your back, arms, and legs to get them ready to fight or flee. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your eyes narrow. Your heart beats a little faster. You sweat, and your thinking gets foggy. When people go through all those physiological changes in their body, it is more than likely that they have triggered the fight or flight response. It is helpful to recognize where you experience the first signs of stress in your body. Is it a nauseating feeling in your stomach, weakening of your legs, tightening in your chest, or grinding of your teeth? By becoming aware of this, you will be more apt to interrupt the pattern of reaction and respond more appropriately to the stressful situation. Now, the fight or flight response is a response to perceived danger, whose sole purpose is our survival. Yet, think of what is causing us to trigger the fight or flight response. Because too many times we experience stress for things like misplaced keys, or when we're running late for an appointment, when we're stuck in traffic, when we can't control everything and everyone around us, or unfinished projects and deadlines. And while none of those things are dangerous or threaten our survival, they do result in internal changes in our body, such as digestion stopping, muscles tensing, heart rate increasing, inner processes halting, and everything else the fight or flight response demands. And we're doing this for things that don't merit it. Yet we say, well, I can't help it. That's just the way I am. That's the way I react. And quite frankly, that's not true. You can help it because you are in full control of your reaction. In fact, you don't need to react to stress at all. You can respond to it instead. And when you respond with ability, you are responding responsibly. When you learn to do this, you start to manage stress more effectively, where you are in control of it and it is not in control of you. Now, we want to be conscious of what is going on inside us, in how we think, and in our body as well. Because once we add more consciousness to the mix, then we're able to manage stress more effectively and make it work for us. When stress sets in, there's usually some underlying reason why we react to stress the way we do. In observing people for decades, and in my own personal experience, I find that most stress is triggered by emotional factors such as abandonment, rejection, the feeling you get when you're not in control of the whole situation, helplessness, and hopelessness. These are core experiences that trigger stress, and if we dig deeper under the surface of our stress, we can usually find one of these core experiences fueling the reaction. When a core experience is triggered, we are literally connecting with a younger version of ourselves in a time when the experience was most prevalent. And when that happens, we instantaneously feel angry and/or afraid, and the emotions of anger and fear always lead to stress. Now, these are emotions we're talking about, unlike fighting and fleeing that are the behaviors at the basis of the fight or flight response. The interesting thing to note is that as a race, we have made it. We no longer have to run away from dangerous beasts or fight one another to survive. What we need to understand is that the fight or flight response has evolved through time alongside us, and what used to be the fighting part is now expressed in anger, an emotion. And what used to be the fleeing part is now expressed as fear, another emotion. So anger and fear have now replaced fighting and fleeing. The real questions that beg to be asked are, what are you so angry about? And what are you so afraid of? Or better yet, what are you reacting angrily towards? And what do you say you are afraid of? Because most of the time, we react angrily towards things that don't really mean that much to us or affect us all that deeply, like misplacing our keys or turning on the wrong corner. We also say we're afraid of things that we really aren't afraid of, like, I'm afraid this recipe won't turn out, or I'm afraid I'll be late. Yet even with those menial things, we can easily activate the fight or flight response and all those physiological functions that can literally hurt our bodies and weaken our immune system. How many times are you going to make your heart beat faster, have inner processes like healing to be put on hold, and release unnecessary chemistry throughout your body? Researchers say the top 2 killers in our society are heart disease and cancer. 2 diseases that are directly impacted by stress. Realistically, your untamed emotions and the ongoing triggering of those core experiences that lead to anger, fear, and stress can and do cut short way too many lives. So whenever you feel stress, you need to ask yourself, what is really causing the stress? Is it that all of a sudden you're experiencing the sense of abandonment and thoughts like, you're leaving me, you're going away, I'm being left alone, are filling your head? Or is it rejection? You don't want me. You don't like me. I'm not being accepted for who and how I am. Or is it that you're a big control freak and want everything to go your way, or else you're going to get really upset and begin stomping and pouting and insist on everything going your way? Or is it the experience of hopelessness, where thoughts like, oh, there's no hope. I can't do anything about it. It'll never happen. It's impossible. There's no solution, are all that you can think of? Or helplessness. I can't do anything right. I'm not resourceful enough. I don't have the skill or knowledge to make it happen. I'm helpless. I'm weak. Any of those experiences can trigger the fear and or anger that result in stress. But you need to be mindful that when it is triggered, it has to do with some unresolved experience in your past. So when you feel or experience stress setting in or coming on, ask yourself, who's actually in control of this situation? Is it the adult you, or is it the younger, less experienced you? Because anything that's triggered has to do with your past. When you set off a core experience, you're literally evoking the younger you, and what results is the younger you handling a situation it's not equipped to handle. When you become aware of that happening and stress is setting in, take a couple of minutes to go through a simple exercise that can help you manage your state effectively. The Transformation Stress Now exercise can be done on the spot the moment you feel angry, afraid, or stressful. I want to remind you that the fight or flight response has evolved through time, and now what has replaced it are the emotions of anger and fear. Stress affects our overall living experience, our ability to make good choices and decisions, our ability to solve problems, our ability to be creative, to communicate effectively, to learn, and more than that, stress also affects our health. It can really hurt our immune system, and that can lead to serious illness. We have often heard that 80% of all illness is stress-related. So be mindful of stress as it sets in. Interrupt the pattern, get to the root cause, neutralize it, and move on in a more positive direction. By doing that, you're able to mindfully respond to stress with ability. In the Silva method, you're going to learn many different ways to identify and release stress from your body and eventually from your life. By learning the tools and techniques in the Silva Method program, you will begin to create new behaviors in your life that will help in creating a more healthy, balanced relationship with the stressors in your environment and the deeper programs within.